What's up everybody, and welcome to a big old vid of all my best photography so far. I know I haven't shown y'all much in the way of photography yet, but that's about to change. I've been into photography since I was a kid, and you might say I still am one. Well, you'd be right. But anyway, I've been into it for like 6 years now and really love it. It ain't going away anytime soon. So sit back, grab some coffee, tea, lemonade, root beer, if you're one of those people, and enjoy. Starting off with some random ones here from around the place. And I'm so blessed to live where I do. There's so much beauty around everywhere you look, basically. All you gotta do is see it. Okay, every time I look at these pictures, I kick myself so hard for not including a foreground. Like, that is one of the most important elements, and I just like blew it. It's really annoying, but safe to say it's not the most annoying experience I've had. Stay tuned for more annoying experiences. Keep on going here. These are a lot of pics from Oregon. Just beautiful scenery down there. So a little history in my photography journey. I got my first real camera when I was 12, but I was even using my parents' point and shoot before that, you know, the classic bird on the bird feeder photos. Here's some pics from back then. Anyway, you gotta start somewhere, right? So loads of those, man. But then I got my first real camera. It was a little Canon 50D with the 70 300 millimeter telephoto lens on there. I was constantly taking pictures of birds and stuff, because that's really what my interest was started out in, and still to this day is largely wildlife. My grandpa's really the one who got me started in photography, and he is into birds too, so that's really where I got it from, I think, and just picked up after him and been loving it ever since. So after I got that 70 to 300, I upgraded once since then to the Sigma 150 to 600, and then the body, my grandpa is letting me borrow this Canon 7D, so that's a nice jump too from the 50D. So this camera is pretty rad for getting up close to wildlife and birds. You know, 600 millimeters is a lot, but because it's a crop sensor body, that technically makes it 960. So that's like a lot of millimeters. So as you'll see, the majority of my photography is birds and wildlife. That's what I love doing. But I also have some more landscape photos, and for that I use the Gotta be kidding. Y'all, this ain't good. Just kidding. That was all a prank. It's a mug. It's a mug. Did I get you? I got you. You know it. Okay, enough pranking. Screw the top back on, because the lid. Fake lens aside, I do not have a wide angle lens. That was the point. All wide angle looking photos in this video are taken with phone or action camera or drone. I'm just still saving up for a wide angle lens, man. I want to get a nice one when I get one, so I'm just saving up. Point is, this is my only real lens. It's real, I promise. Now on to what I especially love and specialize in: wildlife and birds. And a little challenge for you birders out there. If you're into birds, see if you can identify every one I have on here. I will be greatly surprised if any of you can identify every single one. Drop a comment below if you did it. Neighbors who have a pond, they let me on their property to try to get photos, and I was able to get some really nice pics of the, that's right, ringneck ducks. That's what they are. These next pics are from salty wetlands, and it's just over the border in Washington. Can be a pretty good spot, man. There's lots of waterfowl certain times of year. This pelican, caught it diving in Oregon there on the coast. That was cool. Okay, this was also at our neighbor's pond. Had an amazing opportunity. Got to watch this heron absolutely maul this perch. I mean, if you've ever seen a heron eat perch before, it's a really unique experience. They literally just like throw it up and swallow them whole head first. Gulp it down with some water. You can see the lump moving down their throat. It's pretty crazy if you ever get to witness a heron eating a fish. So we were birding down in Washington, the Saltese wetlands, and this experienced birder who goes there like every week or every day or something let us in on a little secret that he said he doesn't normally tell anyone. He told us where this red-tailed hawk had a nest, so we were able to go over there. It was a little far, a little out of reach for our lenses. We still got some pics. It was cool. This experience was also like a once in a lifetime. It was just chilling down in our little aspen grove. It was winter, it was snowing, it was epic. He let me get fairly close. The downside was it was kind of dark out, shutter speed was kind of slow, but yeah, they turned out fine. Another owl encounter I've had, which is like the only 2 owl encounters I have had. I was just up riding my bike in the woods, riding up this trail, and all of a sudden this big bird flies out of a tree right by me. I'm like, yo, that's an owl. Yeah, I lost it, or I didn't have my camera with me, so I was like, oh, that's cool, but I just kept on doing what I was doing. And then when I came back to the area to get my bike, it was still there. And I was like, hey, yo, I'm gonna get my camera out and come back here. You stay put. And he stayed put, and I came back, and he let me get some pics. Again, lighting wasn't the best. It was kind of splotchy, contrasty, but you know, the tricks of editing, color grading in post, man. It was a really cool experience. I still have yet to get the great horn though, man. That's something I'm gonna do ASAP. I gotta find a great horn sometime. This might look like I'm in Africa or something, but no, okay, I want to. I'm actually saying it's kind of nerdy. But this was just on a lilac bush. Pro tip, in wildlife and birds, always try to get down at their level. For example, look at this photo where I'm standing up looking down at a robin versus a photo like this where I'm like on my belly right down with it. It just makes it so more immersive and makes for a better photo. This red-winged in flight is one of my favorite bird pics probably. And then this boy's just doing the splits over there. That about wraps up all my birds and wildlife photos. Next up, some flowers. Flowers, they're a great subject for beginners. especially because, well, they're not running away like an animal or bird. This effect is kind of cool if you have a flower that's in direct sunlight and the background is still in the shadows. You can expose for the highlights like you should be doing anyway, and then just the background will just turn black, and then also, you know, you can make it even more so in post, but it can make for a kind of neat photo. Well, you guys already know about my drone. It's just the DJI Mini 3. Nothing crazy. My drone can take nice photos in good lighting conditions and not really otherwise. Like, it really annoys me sometimes how bad the dynamic range is. As you can see here, really pretty scene, but the sky is just blown out because, well, the dynamic range is bad, but anyway. But then if you work with the lighting, you can actually get some cool photos. And looking straight down is one of those things that is like especially unique about drone photos, because you can't really do that with just any camera versus like a photo like this. You might just be on a mountain ridge above it or something, right? But you can get really creative with the straight down photos. I want to upgrade eventually, but who knows with the way the market is and everything. It's just kind of not my top priority right now. As you know, my top priority is a wide angle lens and a new camera body that's full frame and mirrorless. Then we have my action cameras. I have an old GoPro Hero 9, so, you know, nothing crazy. The latest model is the Hero 13, so mine is like 4 models old, which it shoots 4K. It was my first action camera. It's been great, man. It's not what it used to be. It freezes up sometimes and I don't know why. And anyway, that's why I got this camera right here. It is the Insta360 X4. Man, this thing like revolutionized the market of action cameras. The thing is, I was gonna make a video about how epic it is, but now they came out with the Insta360 X5. So everything that was awesome about the X4 just got upgraded. And so now it's not the latest and greatest on the market. I'll still probably make a little bit about it, show you guys how it works and why it's so epic. Regardless, oh, that's what I was getting at. These are some photos I've taken with my action cameras. Again, they're not gonna be very good quality per se, especially if the lighting ain't good. Okay. If you have never smelled a fresh cut field or any field, like right after a rain in the spring, like you are just missing out on life. There's no other way to put it. I'm sorry. It's literally the best smell you can ever smell with your 2 little nostrils. Okay, that just got awkward. As you can see, that the dynamic range also on the GoPro ain't too good. That's typically why you want to expose for highlights in your photos, because it's a lot easier to raise the shadows versus if parts of your image are blown out, that detail is no longer at all recoverable. And that's why you don't want to blow out your images if possible. There's times where you break that rule, obviously, but like generally speaking, that's just another tip for you. So I got this ND filter. Basically, if you don't know, ND filters for cameras are basically just like sunglasses. They just shade the lens so that you can achieve a slower shutter speed and still have the image properly exposed. So ND100 is really quite thick. I didn't really need that much, but I got an ND100 filter for my GoPro. So believe it or not, this is GoPro of Coca-Cola Creek, actually, with the ice formations. That was cool. But okay. We are now to the second most annoying experience of my life, hands down. There were amazing auroras. And I mean like amazing. Definitely the best in my lifetime. I had never even seen the Northern Lights before this show. It was rad. I looked out the window one evening and, well, we knew there was supposed to be auroras. So I'm all, grab the action camera, let's go. Because the Insta360 X4, it has a night photo setting like most action cameras do, right? You can do really long shutter speeds and like high ISO and everything. But let me get to why this was so annoying. As you can see, it was a beautiful show of auroras, man. Look at me there, just vibing, just watching them, barefoot, shorts and a tee. And I think it was in August. Out, it was like 9, just splendid show, yo. Look at that Milky Way and everything. But why it was so annoying is because all I had was this X4, which isn't made to take photos even, and especially not night photos. Its main design is to get action video, and it does great at that, but not necessarily at night photos. This was like a big aurora show, okay? There was more big aurora shows after this. All I had was an action camera. I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a Kleenex. The point is, I could have gotten some actual, legit, awesome photos if I had, like, what I want to get. The 15-35 f2.8 with the Canon R6 Mark II. Anyway, it was just a little bit annoying. That's all. Last but not least, here are some scenic views from the Andring family farm. I'm just so blessed to live where I do. We have pretty sunsets and a pretty view. These are just some of the pics from the different times of year that are literally just looking out our front window, man. Anyway, that wraps up some of my best photography for you guys. I can't wait to see what the future brings. You can bet I won't be quitting photography anytime soon. It's even really more of a passion for me than videography and making videos, so stay tuned. I have a lot of like bucket shots in mind that I just can't wait to do once I get that wide angle lens. It's so fun getting out in God's country, photographing the wildlife, the birds, beautiful scenes around where I live. I hope to do a lot of photography with backpacking in the future. So anyway, that's a wrap on this video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, or don't, you know? I don't really care. See ya.